They never fired another ballista round.
And then you're like, whatever. Yeah, you can kill him.
Yeah, no, I'll fix your problem. You got what you deserved. You attacked them. You can be fixed, Stefanos.
Yeah, there's a surgery for that.
Friendships can't.
There you go. Okay.
You can fix problems, but you can't fix me.
Well, I'm gonna start off. Let's see, okay. Stefanos, you were still waiting for Morrigan and Tarka to come back with potential aid from the Heroes Guild, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And how would you be spending each of the days while you're waiting? Just chilling in the inn's common area, or?
Yeah, didn't we go over that? I was doing the crafting, hopping, and asking people. I asked people questions about the city.
Okay, I was just refreshing. Okay. By and large, and which questions about the city were you asking exactly? Like, in regards to Joe, or?
I don't remember. I think I asked something about the town we came from, and about just like visually if people had like small animals with them that I could like blend in with, but no one did.
Okay. Joke. Well, second day, you would basically see much of the same. You'd hear some people talking about how, spreading word that Lighten Bridge is fairly safe to go back to. The Heroes Guild appears to be doing a lot of order keeping, basically making sure people don't go looting the empty houses and shit like that. And yeah, aside from that, still people kind of coming through, learning about institutional racism. Thank you, Joe.
Now you lost your train of thought.
Yeah, I did. Right. You don't see anyone from the Heroes Guild, stopping by this inn or, moving. You'd hear a couple people talking about how, that some goblins were apparently sighted between here and Oxford. As well as you'd hear some news that, that some weird shit's been happening up in the city of Coventry. Just from, people talking about it. And, Zach, you come too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, hold on. I remember. I had a thing.
Okay.
That thought.
Zach, lie back down. You're not alive yet, Jon Snow.
Okay.
Is he gonna
Just
meet
tell me a
Pharasma
magical.
too?
Just tell me a magical bullshit story about how I'm alive again, though.
Well, you're right. It was magical bullshit.
It was not bullshit. It was a feat.
Actually, okay.
Oh, I was talking more about Jon Snow, but
So is that season still coming out, or
Season
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was done yet.
I should have made another Paladin as my co. Then he would just pretty much be me.
Yep. Just make.
Slower.
Yeah. Joe, I want to do that with a brawler. It's like, I punch them. Okay, what do you do? I will punch them with the other fist. Well, he's hitting him with the other
I like
fist.
what you're bringing to the table, Stanley.
Anyway, not finding it. Okay. Ooh, there it is. Zach, you
believe
last
in...
thing you recall was the dragon had struck you, or the Wyvern. Next thing you are aware of is you are laying on the ground. It is cold. It is bleak, and there is a very chilly wind and ash just kind of clinging to your body where it has landed on you like snowfall.
Just gonna kind of open my eyes. Not get up at all, just look around. Just mutter. Well, fuck. Guess I deserve this. Just kind of look around and put my head on its side.
You hear an breath exhale to your right, and a woman's voice as she says, "You're supposed to send other souls to me, not your own."
You know, I died with my mask on. Is it still on when I'm here?
It is.
Okay.
Yep, you died with your boots on.
Yeah. Just take my mask off and just lean it over next to my face and say, well, you know, a soul's a soul, so any way it goes, you got what you wanted.
Hardly. She'd say, as she kind of steps forward, ash clinging to her body as well, a crow hopping from one outstretched hand along her arm to her shoulders. The woman would kind of cock a head and she'd say, not with Jehovah's minion constantly yanking your soul back from the ether. Makes it very, very difficult to collect.
He helps me cheat a little bit. The bastard. Besides that, what do you want with my soul? Let me rephrase that. What do you want with these souls? And I'll look over and look at her. Say, oh, it's you again.
She'd smile. And she'd say, she says, all gods want souls. Even the ones that pretend to be nice or even the ones that pretend to be good and virtuous.
I'm gonna raise an eye. Oh god, explosions here! I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. So you're calling yourself a god now? Am I understanding that right?
She'd shrug, and she'd say, in some places I'm still worshipped as one. At that point she kind of turns, leaning her head so the crow mate could nuzzle against her cheek. And she said, I did bless your sight after all.
I'll go ahead and sit up. You did you? Huh. Well, that's awful kind of you. I suppose I should be giving you something in return?
That is the idea.
And let me guess, that thing you want in return is the souls.
She'd shrug.
I'll bite. What's your name? I mean, you already know mine.
She'd kind of cock an eyebrow. And she would say, she says, humans have called me by many names over the years. She'd say, the Phantom Queen, Morrigan. I've been called the Great Queen, Maiden of Fate, the Crow Goddess. She says, I have been called Bab, Anad, Fea.
Hold on. What was that last one?
Fea.
Fea.
Like F-E-A.
Let me get my sheet open. I don't know why I didn't have it open before. Where the fuck did it go? I'll just give her a smirk and say, you know, I have to say your name sounds a little familiar. Morrigan, was it? Something like that? Yeah.
She'd say, it should sound familiar. You traveled with someone named after me.
Just snap my fingers. Oh, Morgan. Or, yeah. I don't know. She doesn't really like going by whatever that name is. I'll shake my head. Sorry, a little hazy here.
She'd say, obviously. Though you're in better condition than you were the last time, I suspect you may even remember this little chat when your soul finds its way back to your body.
Just gonna look over it with a raised eyebrow again. So we've chatted before, other than the one night.
She'd nod.
With a sigh. That's unfortunate. So,
She'd
have you
chuckle.
visited? I'd say so. You visited my other companions, or am I the only one?
She'd motion to your side, at which point you'd see the scythe stuck in the ground, and she'd say, you're the one who carries my blessing. Besides, there are other gods who claim your companions. As much as I would... She says, as much as I would welcome them into my bosom, you don't find souls as strong as theirs that often.
Huh. So now, I'm getting the idea you're just calling me a godless mutt at this point.
She'd laugh. And she'd say, no. She'd say, when we spoke before, and she'd say, by the fire, and I blessed your scythe. She'd say, I claimed you from that other fool.
I'll just kind of narrow my gaze at her. And say, You, have tried to forsaken me from Forsetti. Forsake, not forsaken.
She'd say, you are here in my domain, but if this displeases you, I suppose I can revoke my claim.
I'll just kind of look down. So, you tossed me out to the side so easily.
She'd laugh, and she'd say, don't be hurt. Most gods care very little for those who worship them. Though he did take some convincing.
Just give a small smile. So tell me, what do you want? You know why I fight.
She'd nod. And she'd say, what I want is very simple. She says, my dominions are fate and war. Send me souls, and I'll continue to bless you and protect you. But she says, more than that, right now, I just wanted to chat. It's not often I have the same soul appear before me multiple times, and in such short span of one another.
I'm gonna spit off to the side. Bit of a backhanded remark.
She'd laugh at that.
Well, I can't say you're wrong with it, though. As much as it pains me to admit.
And she'd say, oh, cheer up. Many more lives were taken by that particular Wyvern than yours. And you lot at least killed it. For your efforts.
I'll just kind of look over to her with a smirk. So, did you get his soul then? I wasn't the one who killed it.
She'd shake her head. And she'd say no. She'd say most dragon kin find their way to Apsu or Tiamat. And they're very protective of what is theirs. Well, you know how dragons and their treasure can be.
I'll just give a shrug. And say, can't say I'm too much of a learner of it.
Well,
the only one I know refuses to let me die.
She'd smile, and she'd say, well, you are free. She says, if you find my company more pleasing, you are free to remain.
Thank you, Chris, because, you know, I just imagine your first guy who just... Never mind. That was mean. I'll look over to her. Goddess of War, or whatever you are. You know I'm not one to try to start battles. I take it. So, I don't know how you expect to get many souls from me. On top of that, you know I only fight the ones who deserve it. I think you'd want to find someone who has a little more of a bloodlust on them.
She'd shake her head and say, no, those with bloodlust tend to kill too much. She'd kind of glance over to you, and she'd say, I am not only a goddess of war, fate, causality. She sighs and says, there was a time I was the only god who held dominion in this land. She said, aside from aside from the elven gods, pompous bunch. Well, she'd start to kind of walk her way over to you. She'd say, "One cannot provide a good death without respect for life. And as one who would not aim to start a fight, I feel as if you might understand this principle a little more than a bloodthirsty berserker." As she would reach you, would you be standing or sitting at this point?
I'd just be sitting up. I know I'm dead. I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere.
Okay. She'd kind of kneel down as she reaches you, so as to be kind of almost at your level.
Zach made a god kneel. Game's over.
Whoa!
Zach wins, brought a god to his knees, did it before me.
As she...
Dead, Nate. Just kill my characters. Did it.
As she looks at you, she'd say, "Besides, more battles will come your way, even if you do not seek them."
Yeah, thanks. I'll say you have to forgive me if I want to say I want to think about it. I still have some faith in Forsetti.
She'd nod. And she'd say, "If you ever decide that you are not you're not of a mind to have your soul in my keeping," she'd motion to your scythe, and she'd say, "Clasp the weapon." She'd say, "Take up your weapon on a new moon," and simply repeat the words, "Faya, I forsake you. My blessing and my will and my power will be gone from you. Your soul will find its way back to wherever it is, to whomever claims it, which first in line I imagine would be Forsetti."
Now this is Faya, as in, how do you spell that? FR? Is that with FR?
No,
F-E-A.
F-E-A. Faya. It's one of the names. That was the last of the names that she gave you.
Yeah. I'll go and look around and say, "Go on."
No, did you do
Go on.
anything? Oh, that's what you're saying?
No, I didn't. I wasn't sure if he was on talking or not.
Oh, she would be for that bit. So if you had words, you could make them.
I look around and I say, if I know him, I won't be here too much longer. If I am, if he forgets or doesn't feel like bringing me back, I don't blame him.
She'd say, "Oh, technically your body has been brought back to life. And your soul is already in transit, actually." As she motions around, she says, "Death is timeless."
So, we could sit here and talk all day. I guess there is no day. We could sit here and talk forever if I felt like it. Or you might just get bored of me and let me go. Either way.
I feel that one is more likely. She laughs as she stands back up.
That was mean. And I'll say to her one more thing. I'd just like to know. Why are you after me? There's plenty of others.
As by this point, she would have kind of been half turned as if to walk away. She'd look over her shoulder and smile. And she'd say, "There is no god in all the heavens that does not want a soul so touched by destiny. Whether you will fulfill that destiny will be up to you. But she'd grin and say, or she'd continue with, but if I can make a claim, I would. And she'd start walking away at that point.
I'll just give her a smile and say, next time we'll have a little bit more of a talk.
She'd laugh and just say, I look forward to it then. At that point, you hear the screeching of crows and the flapping of wings, as suddenly the whole sky, which was black and sunless, seems to undulate and descend as a sea of crows begins to swarm around you and her, beating of their wings slapping against your body and the screeching of the screeching caw echoing around your ears. As all falls to silence, you awaken, laying in a bed in an inn.
1 second.
He's bouncing off the walls again. Whoa. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. So Nate, every time I hear the word destiny, I die a little inside. Then I remembered that I wanted to be tied to the outsider. And I was like, fuck. Because it's not that he is all about, a destiny. But it's pretty much what he talks about. He says that you'll play a pivotal role in the events to come. Not necessarily a destiny, but possibilities. It's very similar, so I can't really say anything.
Nope.
Yep. Did I link you my backstory stuff thus far?
Was it the one with your dude bros on it?
It is not. Alright, let me get that for you.
You did not.
I had a brief interaction with the Void when I was falling off of a mountain. It was pretty cool. It was incredibly brief. There were no words. I was just falling. Oh, that's a message. Whew. What? The fuck? Sorry, let me get that link. That's all. No can edit, no. So do we get to fight, we get to fight Wolnir at some point. That'll be cool. What about Aldrich, Devourer of Gods? That'll be a cool fight. A guy who could devour gods. Well, actually, the gods in, Lordaeron were more like demigods, really.
Yeah, the only gods we got so far are to actually fight were a weakened Gwyn, Gwendolyn, and the Nameless King.
I don't think the Nameless King is a god.
It's Gwyn's firstborn. He's a god.
Isn't Gwyn's firstborn supposed to be Solaire?
No.
They never verified that.
Chris, have you read the description for his stuff? They all but scream at you, "This is the firstborn, shut the fuck up."
I got that, but I kept thinking, does that mean it's Solaire? If so,
They
oh
literally
boy,
said, like,
he's seen better days.
something the lightning, of which he was the heir. He was a god of war. He went to join the dragons. They're like screaming at you, "This is the firstborn." Find Artorias' armor behind him after you beat him, and Artorias was his student. Not Artorias, fuck. Mr. Lightning Mancer. Ornstein. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Commonly considered the hardest boss in the game.
Yup.
Yeah, he's scary.
Mm-hmm. He's metal as fuck, yo.
Okay, sorry. Had to move the pup up to Carrie's room.
Suzuki. Anyway, you have you awake. Body kind of hurts a bit. Feels stiff. You hear sounds coming from below, the sounds of a tavern, and you're lying in a bed, linen blanket, tucking you in.
Tuck you in nice and tight for bed.
Yay. I'm gonna go ahead and sit up and look around. Only one in the room?
Correct.
Only thing to do after a good nap is have a drink. I'll just get up and rub my temples. And I will look out a window if there is one.
There would be.
Town look familiar or not at all?
Nope. You don't see a town, you see a road.
I know where he is.
And I'll just shake my head. This has to stop happening so often. Oh yeah, what is my health at?
By this point, Joe,
Yeah.
when you resurrect someone, what's their health at?
He hit him with a bunch of lay on hands. I think it was at like 9. Do you still have the other map up?
No, I never hit him with lay on hands. I neglected to hit him with lay on hands.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
SK. I know that uses like a shit ton of your lay on hands anyways.
Yeah, I could have healed you, Zach. We did nothing for 2 days.
So it's been, what, 3-4 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got back to the thing, did the stuff, headed out to London.
He technically had full bed rest for 4 days.
Well, I mean, that implies he was on a bed. Sometimes he was on a horse.
He had it for the last day at least. So 4 times
Only
hit
take
die.
one
is
of
true.
the-
4 times hit die plus con mod once.
So 43 or 42?
Yeah, Joe, what does it put their health at when you resurrect someone?
It's
Like
as
0?
raised dead.
Hit die. Their hit die.
Their hit die. Okay, I didn't
Yep.
hear you say anything. So
So just 7 then.
okay, heal as if you rested 4 days from 7. Zach.
Time to say, yay! Okay, good enough for me. Okay,
So you should be at 28.
28.
Yes.
Thought I'd be at 15. It's 4 days. 2 con.
You heal your hit die, which is level, which
Yeah.
is 7, 4 times.
7, okay.
So 28.
Oh, okay, so it leaves 28. 28 plus
But they'll only add con on the last day because you were carried over a horse the other ones.
31. Good enough. Much better. So, there. Okay. Set that.
Okay.
With that, I'll grab my beat gear, get up out of the bed, and to pass some time, I'll head down for a drink.
Okay. Well, as you'd make your way downstairs, you'd see a couple people doing, kind of going about their business, various travelers, people getting drinks and food, and you would see Stefanos crafting shit.
Grab a drink, go over and sit down next to him.
Stefanos, you would see Zach come down the stairs, and then make his way over to the bar to get a drink.
Am I the only one here? Or did they come back?
They have not returned by this point.
Oh, I thought they went with Zach. Or Zach went with them.
No, you settled that you would just take care of him.
I did, but I thought they took him anyway. Okay.
No, you can't take care of me, you little shit cat.
Those Stefanos, they didn't want to go against your wishes. Because when people go against your wishes, people burn.
They will.
Will you scratch my back? Nah, I'm more of a dog person. You're dead.
You're not just dead to me, you're just fucking dead.
Oh, hey, you're up. Oh, hey, you're finally up.
As I come sit down, I'll raise my glass to you and say to the afterlife.
I'll raise the glass that I now have also.
And as I
Okay.
take a big gulp, say, so I take it the battle didn't go so badly. I mean, you're sitting here, I'm sitting here. I can't really count myself, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just you.
I'll
Killed
give it a
the
shot.
dog no thing. He turned into how do I explain that? He turned into beef jerky, and the dragon dropped him off in front of the enemy army. Well, yeah, I could say mummify, but that's not fun.
I'd say, so we won then.
think about it. Yeah.
Give a nod and say, that's all I need to know. Another big gulp. And as I take that gulp, I'll say, so where are we? Much as I love napping,
The soggy bread? What was the name of it?
The soggy loaf.
Soggy. Well, I was actually pretty close. Thanks,
yeah, I
Chris.
love big gulps. They're fucking delicious.
You're a fucking
Diabetic.
gross
Hell.
monster.
Diabetic as hell, and I love it.
We're in the soggy loaf. I'm just gonna look around. Like, is that?
I'm
that
gonna
right?
stop
Okay.
mid-drink. I'm gonna say...
Don't try the bread.
Shake my head. No saying the others.
Morgan and other man,
Tarka?
Tarka,
Atarka. Yeah.
Atarka, went back to town
Yeah,
name
jokes.
to try and get
Bridge.
Nightingale to get proof that we, or to get a sealed letter that or to let us into London, and the dragon went and got himself arrested.
Have fun. Just gonna ponder the most on that last part. He got arrested.
He got arrested.
The ever law-loving dragon got arrested.
Yep.
I'm gonna lean a little closer to you and say, how long have I been out?
4 days.
He's lawful, in my mind. The ever lawful, law-abiding. Nod and say, great. So is there anything else I should know?
There's a skull up in my room that has someone trapped in it.
Huh. Well, I mean, if that's your thing.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I'll just say, I think I'll just wait for them to. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Thumbs up.
The sheet isn't calculating things correctly now.
What's not calculating?
Oh, that explains it. Somewhere in there it put my armor check penalty at -6.
That'll do it.
All right. Well, so you guys are basically set to waiting for Dude Bros to return with the letter in question.
I'm waiting. Zach hasn't really asked anything. I don't think. Oh,
I've
no,
just-
he did. You asked. I said they're going back to get something to prove, or to let us in.
Yeah, and I'm just basically chilling. This sheet doesn't work in Foxit.
Do they show up in that day at all?
Yeah, it's just not calculating it right in Foxit.
The hell's Foxit?
Foxit
It's an
reader?
alternate PDF reader. It's
Yeah, because
generally
Adobe.
It sounds
a
gross.
lot of people consider it a lot better than Adobe, but for
has-
editable PDFs, it's probably not as good.
I usually make editable PDFs and shit, and it's just. I don't know why Adobe's crashing out on me right now, so
Adobe kind of does have a crashing problem.
I know. I hate it. So bad. Thanks, Adobe.
I mean, they only,
But-
make $1 million.
A million
They can't fix that. $1 million.
Wow.
It's quite the number.
That's a million millions.
Yes, it is.
Anywho,
Just try reinstalling it. Anyways, doing boring stuff right now, just having drinks, eating some food.
Okay.
While doing that, I'm just gonna go put something in the microwave real quick.
Okay. Well. With that then, they would pass.
Whoa, shit.
And
This is day 4, right?
day 4 from you being at this inn, or
Basically,
from
yeah.
you guys leaving Lighton Bridge?
Being in this thing.
Okay, no, this would be day, yeah, I had him come back at, basically day 2, after you had returned to the inn from Joe's arrest.
Okay, so we got one more day then.
Yep.
About. Okay.
And I believe the next day is when I did my thing. Is that right, or is that this day?
It would be the next day, so we did
Okay.
the things.
Gotcha. Okay. That's why we jump back to Zach.
Um, and
Oh, it doesn't taste completely burnt. It's good. It's good shit. So Nate, when do we get to go into the 1900s Russia and fight Rasputin? Huh? When are we gonna get teleported there?
Did you just see
When does
the
this
adventure pack,
happen?
Chris?
Oh no, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's just, that's fucking fantastic. You're like, oh yeah, adventure, ice castle, witches, hexes, rifles, gas
Prostitute.
masks.
You know what that means,
World War
Chris?
One.
Chris, you know what that means?
What?
Earth is, how do I say it? Fuck. Damn. Oh, Earth is canonically in Galarian on a different
Yeah, no,
I
planet.
know,
it is.
I know.
Interplanetary travel can take you to Earth.
Yep.
yeah, that is a thing. Fucking hate it.
Although they say that, like, this year on Galarian is this year on Earth, that doesn't make sense because they're probably light years away. Fuck you, game people.
What do you mean doesn't make sense?
If Galarian were to see Earth, it wouldn't from where they are, wouldn't exactly be that time, but they can travel faster than
What do you
light
mean
with
just-
magic, so,
Yeah, what do you mean you need to see? I could say, bam, interplanetary travel, I'm there.
yeah. But who says
Uh-huh.
interplanetary travel is faster than light? Who says? I think that's up to the
I do.
DM.
It's teleporting. That's why.
Eh, who knows how
Teleporting
long
in
that
general
magic
fast,
takes
but
you to
like-
get there? Like, it might be instantaneous for you, but who's to say you get there instantaneously in time? Mm-hmm.
Well, because in that particular adventure pack, you get to Earth and then go back, and 1,000 years have not passed in Galarian.
Oh, so I have to follow the devs, Nate? I thought I had to listen to my DM. I'll remember that.
The DM is your dev, Chris.
Do not make me flower pot you. Because I fucking will.
Suddenly, thousands of flower pots just rain around Chris, signaling a warning from the gods.
It's got a good reflex.
I like to think that
Thousands.
I like to think that a flower pot just appears on my windowsill. I'm just like, oh, well, that's not foreshadow of anything. Do.
Is that always there?
There you go. It's like, yeah, I think that was always there.
No, Nate. If you want me to suffer, don't kill me. Just do that fucking stupid Medusa thing. Or that Nagaji, or whatever the fuck it was. That monster girl fucking idea that we had.
Oh.
Then I will truly want out of this game. Because I know no matter what character I bring in, it's just gonna be the same thing. You will kill me as a player, Nate.
I don't want to kill you as a player, though.
Oh, okay.
Just as a character.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep. Sing and yep, that day passed.
Wait a minute,
What
we're
did
on
I wanna
Earth.
do?
So I can, at level 9, or at level 17, gate back to Galarian.
Well, what do you mean back to Galarian?
Well, from here, Camelot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to is the wrong sentiment because you were never in Galarian. So
Oh, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I'll be
Yeah.
right back. I'm gonna
do I?
log off.
Ask
and
my
back
Uh,
on.
uh,
boyfriend
I-
Do I?
to go
I
on
love
cruise.
flower pots. They're great. Please don't kill me.
Do it, Zach.
Pots are dumb.
I heard you, Zach. Oh, no, he's gone.
I didn't. He's gone.
Yeah, he's relogging.
That's fine. That day passes. And during the next morning, Joe,
Oh, yes.
the door creakety creaks open. And
Someone's coming home.
as the door creaks open,
Good news, Avalon.
you would see two of the soldiers, and you'd hear them like, you should are you sure you want to enter alone, Friar? Oh, yes, it's fine.
Yes, I love these characters.
Says, even if he were to hurt me, no loss there, eh?
It's like Sigurd.
And you hear him like, all right, well, if the beast should bear if the beast bears its fangs that you just call us, we'll put him in his place. Oh, I shan't think that'd be necessary. And you'd see this man, rather portly looking friar, in his brown wool smock. He's got a little shepherd's crook in one hand, and what appears to be a bottle of alcohol in the other.
I was really hoping you were going to say, like, a gun, but never mind.
Well, yeah, gun.
The
Well, Nate, I'd stand up.
Can you stand up?
He
I
is
can
able
do
to.
anything.
I didn't know if he was chained to the wall. Okay.
Nope. He's just chained up, like him, just wrapped in chains. So standing up is difficult, but it can be done.
So he can still bite people. Okay.
Bite attack.
Potentially, yes.
Well, I'd stand up, Nate. Man enters, and I'd say I'd offer you a hand, but then I'd smile, baring my teeth. Other jokes.
Clever. Forgive me. It was elegant. As he kind of picks at his beard, where he, as if to remove whatever appeared in it during his belch.
Oh. You.
And then he nods, walks away, and goes, nowhere to sit. Aha. He walks over. Would you have used that bucket at all during your tenure?
I
You're just out of a
mean,
corner.
probably would have used the bucket.
Okay. He'd pick it up, just kind of look at it for a moment, just kind of gives it a flick to the corner of the room, flips it upside down and pats it, says, have a seat, boy.
Or a boy.
Maybe? Yes, you're a boy.
Just blink. Let's see, it depends on the standard you want to reach.
What are you talking about? I can see a dong dangling.
I'll stand. Do I?
Sorry, I think I got dropped for a second. What'd you
No,
say?
Joe's cutting out really hard. It's not you.
Oh, well, I mean, I actually did get dropped for a second.
That explains everything.
My connection.
Well, I'll just say I'd prefer to stand. And to what do I owe the pleasure of a visitor?
Yes. He nods, sets his shepherd's crook against the wall, and he pulls out, reaches into his smock, and he pulls out you see a little chiseled wooden cross on a bit of leather cord. He says, I'm told that before your incarceration, you bore the sign of God. He says, I assume you are one of the sheep tended by the Eternal Shepherd.
I nod. Just wondering where he's going with this.
This guy's more holy than you. He has levels in it.
He
Man
does.
blinks for a moment and goes, That was good words. Those were good, very good words. I should need to remember those. Yes. For next
Just say
time.
they were indeed.
He looks at you. He says, right. Looks you up and down. Word has it, I received word of your incarceration, and as I came to understand you were a good Christian soul, or a Christian soul anyway, as you find yourself here. Right. It seems as if the guards are planning. It seems as if you may be made to fight later this day. And as a shepherd in the service of our Lord and Savior, it is undue that you should face such danger without being offered a chance for your last rites and confession.
I'd say I do hope that they would supply me with my equipment back then. Fight. As far as confession, what can I confess to? I was born into this world in a sinful body. And every day I must atone.
He nod, then knocks back the bottle, taking 2 big gulps, lowering it. He says, "Yes, yes. We are cursed with Eden's absence. But we do try. We do try. Tell me, my child. I have heard. If you were of a mind to confess, of course, there's say, perhaps name your sins, and I can absolve you of them."
Him? I'd say, at this moment, you are here because I am incarcerated. I nod at that. The only sin attached to that is my pride. Beyond that, I have nothing in this circumstance. My life before I found the Lord, I seek to better myself from it. And while you do have the power to absolve me of those, I would prefer to see the Lord if I'm to die, and he judge me as a whole.
He'd kind of look you over for a moment. Yes, well, if you have no sins you would speak to me of and be absolved of before potentially meeting the Lord above in our Savior, then let me perform last rites in the event that worst should happen. Yes. Takes another swig.
This is good.
You better employ this motherfucker as one of your followers, Joe. Unless he has more than one level. If he has more than one level, he loses them. This guy's great.
Well, Nate, I wanna sense his motive. Just his whole thing. I've just been waiting till a good time when I've heard enough. This is good. He's here to, drunk friar. He's here to give the best. Send me off to the afterlife proper, and then I'm being a dick.
He's here to do his duties as a good Christian. He is a friar. It's his task to lead the wayward shepherd, or the shepherd the wayward sheep.
Well,
Prepare them.
give a nod and say, in case of the worst, then.
Yes. He walks his way over and begins to. He says, "You're a fair bit taller than I am."
I'd kneel.
Could you? Oh, yes, thank you. He places a hand upon your brow and begins speaking the last rites. As he does kind of pause though for a moment, and then proceeds to offer you his bottle of alcohol as kind of like a
Take it, clock him over the head, run.
I'd say if
Run
you're
where
of a
he's
mind.
chained up.
I'd say if you're of a mind to share, is dry.
He grins widely and says, yes, good vintage. Kind of looks down at your chained up body and manacled hands, and he says, well, here you go. And he kind of sees that you're still capable of doing the lift up and down motion, at least with your hands, he'd hand you the glass of alcohol.
I will do this. Is it the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth, Nate?
No, this is a very good vintage. This is good stuff.
This is not what I expected.
As he would, very strong though, very strong. Like this is wine with the alcohol content of like rum or something.
Well, I'm okay with that.
It's got a kick to it. As he places, returns his hand to your forehead and begins giving you your rights. As he does so, every few sentences is punctuated with a belch. Though after one, he proceeds to go, "Oh, Lord above, that was a good one. I felt that one deep in my soul." As he pats his belly, and you can see him.
God damn it! I need him to be a follower.
You gonna be a follower of him, Joe?
No, I need him to be one of my followers.
As he nods to himself and continues he continues to perform your rites. He would continue them to finish. He does. He speaks the words and says, "Amen."
I would repeat the words back. Stop it.
And as he goes to cross himself, he stumbles backward and falls upon his rum. As he lands, his whole body seeming to jiggle for a moment, he says, "Oh my. The power of the Lord doth leave me unable to stand."
God damn it! This is a televangelist.
as he just looks around for a moment, blinking, and then just nods like, "Yes." And as he looked to the glass, he'd say, his eyes very clearly looking at the bottle very wantingly, but he says, you may keep it, yes. That you may drink of good succor before your end, if God should deem it so today.
Nod, take another drink, offer it back, and say it's very kind, but I'd like my senses about me.
Yes. Always must keep our senses about us, yes. He turns the thing vertical down his throat as he takes 2 more big gulps. And he sits there for a long moment. The moment stretches. He continues to sit.
This is good.
And he would continue to sit there. After about 10 minutes would pass, him continuing to sit. He'd blink for a moment, look around, look over at you, and go, "Ah, right. I performed the last rites. Good."
I'm waiting for my turn.
He'd hop up, kind of wobble for a moment, and he'd say, "Right, well, if you should ever require absolution," he says, I am the good Lord Friar Abney." As he gives you he attempts to bow. However, the bulge of his stomach actually prevents him from creating a 90-degree angle with his hips.
That's great. I just nodded that and say, "Lord shield and protect you, Friar Albin."
Yes. The Lord will shield me as he has He shields me well, as he's provided me with such good armor, as he pats his flabby belly.
Good armor indeed. This is good
Chuckles.
armor indeed.
Says, yes, yes. Well, good day to you, my son. Nods. Turns to walk out. Knocks on the door. They open it, and he departs, leaving his shepherd's crook in your cell. He is gone.
I would say
Oh, okay.
you forgot something, Friar.
He
Not
leans
this
his head
one.
back in. Ah. Yes. Nods. Makes his way back in to grab it. Pauses and goes. So, perhaps it was. Perhaps it was God's will that I forgot it. Yes. For God's will that you reminded me. You take it. I must ponder this. He takes another swig. Stares
Good
at his
guy.
crew.
Good guy.
If you would hurry, Friar, we'd not like to keep the doors open too long, lest this beast decide he wants to escape. Yes, good point. Yes. Takes up his crook. And he walks over to the cell, and he says, "Yes, may God keep you and protect." You'd see one of the guards grab him by the scruff and pull him out of the cell. Be more gentle. I am a man of God. Yeah. Get moving. And he departs again. The door is
Excitement
closed.
abound.
Yep. And as the and you would be left for some time yet. And religion, intrigue, romance. Good.
I'll take care of the romance part. I don't know when it's gonna happen or how, but I got it.
No, Chris. He just did all three.
I don't. I don't ship it.
Anyway. You don't ship that shit, Chris?
No, I'm still trying to work out. I'm still trying to remember how me and Stefanos and his cat guy got shipped. I don't remember what happened.
Cat guy.
Yes, his character, whom is a cat guy.
I thought the only two characters that got shipped was in the other game when the succubus asked if you guys were gonna like. Oh wait.
It happened. I can't
that this
remember it.
Anyway. I remember one set of your characters got shipped. I just don't remember which ones.
I think that was Chris in the NPC.
Okay, yeah, that was that she was asking if you guys were gonna fuck. But...
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. And a few hours would pass. And Stefanos and Zach, you guys would awaken on this particular day. Still doing your crafting shit and stuff, Stefanos?
Yep.
Okay, and what would you be doing on this particular day after awakening, Zach? Zach?
Oh, he went to go walk his pup. It's right in roll 20.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, taking pup.
Ah.
Okay. This one.
I still needed to get the letter back to the guy, if you want to do that quick, or are we just assuming that happened?
Actually, yes, we can do that. Back to Camelot. Scene transition.
Now it's
Back to
definitely
Couch.
Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Also, doesn't Joe worship Old Testament God right now?
Oh shit.
Yeah, New Testament hasn't exactly been written yet, but
Yeah, you got the cool
What?
God, Joe.
Yup.
I don't know. You're not fucking shit up.
Floods, murder, second
Not acting like
flood.
Game of Testament God. More murder.
Do 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 do.
oh shit, New Testament was written by now.
Aha!
Yeah, but who knows if it's popular anyways. It ain't a bestseller.
It doesn't need to be popular. That's what I got. There we go. I mean, you can't worship one book and disregard the other one, as far as I'm concerned. So you know.
Oh, so my guy
Yeah, I was
can tell you about the Quran.
They are all
Same.
part of the same series of books, Chris. They are all the same religion as far as I'm concerned as a person.
They tell an incredibly similar story. The Quran's a little bit more aggressive.
A little bit more.
Look, Nate, I'm being modest.
So, Joe, you're saying they're all part of the Desert Trilogy?
Yeah, actually.
In case anyone doesn't know, here is the Desert Trilogy.
Found it while browsing JPEG, PNG,
Eh, whatever.
Jewish Adventures 2, Return of the Jew, Jewish Adventures 3, Revenge of Mohammed.
You know, the fourth one is the Jewish Adventures 4, Jews in Space, which is Mormonism, but I wasn't in this one.
Oh, that wouldn't have been Scientology.
I think it was Mormonism.
Yep, anyway, as you did.
Dismissed with the disguise. I'm not going to store that in my cloak. I can't use it for anything else. So, head back to wherever I tried it on. I guess I'll just shove it in my backpack so I've got those materials. Oh! Right. No, I'll take care of costings when we're finished with this.
Okay, and from there you are.
Heading back to K.
Okay. As you'd be making your way back up to the castle and being led through the corridor to the room in which Kay resides at the moment, you would encounter Gawain coming down the hall.
Aha!
By two pages.
This isn't weird. Oh, there he is, down there.
And as you would be seeing him, he would notice you and give a nod. As he would pause for a moment, actually, causing both pages to immediately come to a brisk stop, and he would.
Guess I would come to a stop too.
And I'm trying to remember, you gave the name 9 to the camel.
Yes, that is the name that everybody should know me by.
Okay.
You always be 6 to me.
I was gonna say, except Guilford, because I think you introduced yourself as 6 to him.
Yes.
No, you introduced yourself as 6 to us. You kept counting after that. So
Yeah,
you're
who
probably
knows?
7 or something.
Who knows?
Anyway. Well, as he would give you a nod, he'd say 9. Good day.
To you as well, Gawain.
You'd see one of the page's eyes narrow angrily as his brow damn near, as his brows appear to be, damn near colliding with one another.
You know, when you said one of the pages' eyes narrow, I was thinking like the book pages' eyes were narrowing. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Did I miss something?
I'd see that and I'd look at Gawain. I'd say, Lord Regent, Sir Gawain.
He just holds up a hand, as he does not even appear to have noticed the page. As he would say, "How goes your castle?"
What was the place that, Joe, what was the place you and Zach went to and brought back a little girl? Nate, what was the
What?
place that Zach and Joe went to and he resurrected a little girl?
I don't remember.
I think it was just some unnamed town or hamlet.
Yeah, it was just it was a small village to the
South?
to the north.
North? Okay. I'd say, well,
Yeah, because they went up and then they came down back to the settlement.
okay. Let's say Beldroth and Vaughn went off to a small hamlet in the north, and due to activities there, we've gained a healthy amount of citizens. I'd say it that way. Say,
He'd nod, kind of a faint smile, barely showing upon his face. Yes, I have heard some whispers in regard to the incident in question. And say, and how goes housing these new citizens?
smile and say,
Things coming apace?
I'd smile and say, could be better, could be a bit faster, but shrug and say, just need time and the right people. And coin. Mostly coin.
He'd nod, and he would say, for the well-being of our people. He'd say no. He says coin is a small sacrifice. If you ever find yourself in dire need of it, he says, I believe Camelot can find some to spare.
I'd give him a... yeah. Go ahead.
He'd just say these are her people as a finisher.
Gotcha. And give him a nod of thanks.
the page whose brow knitted proceeds to go. Lord Gawain, might I remind you of the time? Yes. Schedule to keep. As he has a somewhat of a wry expression on his face, kind of belaying the very stern demeanor he showed the last couple times you saw him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
It was pleasant. It was pleasant speaking with you. Nine.
Give him another nod.
Nods to you. And he would depart.
All right.
And it's fine, this fucker. Maybe fine. This fucker.
Yeah, that needs updated. Oh, and I can do that now.
Seconds. Please.
What?
Looking for something. I'm talking to myself while doing so.
Hmm.
Ah, there it is.
Oh yeah, I don't think I ever actually sent you my updated character sheet, Nate, so...
And probably not.
But it's on the Roll20 now too, so...
As you'd be making your way to the room in question, you would hear, actually, perception. Okay. You would hear Sir Kay's voice as he would say, you'd hear the words, yes, perhaps something to consider. It would behoove us to keep our options open, if nothing else. Now, it was a pleasure speaking with you again. About that time, you'd be reaching the door.
Mm-hmm.
The guard would announce you. There'd be a pause, and then a show him in. Which they would.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, you would see these two men.
Oh. Great.
And as you would see him kind of turn and look at you as you enter.
Mm-hmm. As worldly as his face looks, or just is he just a skittish guy, or am I reading too much into the token?
Aside from his face seeming to have that expression almost frozen into it, his other body language seems to belay it. As he stands fairly, he has the tall stance of a fighting man.
Well, that's good.
And with this, Kay would simply turn to him and remark quickly, "A later date, then. I do believe there are things to accomplish." To which this man would look at Kay and he would say, "Remember your words, because I will." He would turn, walking straight past you without a glance, and running down the hall.
I guess I'll use knowledge local on him. Wait. I use knowledge geography on him. Where's he from, Nate? Where is that? He's a Gerudo! He's Ganon!
Well, I
Because
mean,
there can
you
only be
tell
one
he's an
male
Englishman,
Gerudo. Oh, okay.
but from where exactly? Could be anywhere. Can't place it. Though as he departs,
Let's do a sense
need,
motive on K as the man departs. Papa. Yeah.
okay, what are you looking for?
His reaction to that man leaving his presence. Because, you know, he could have just been past a very subtle threat to a Knight of the Round. That's interesting.
You would see him slacken, as if he's like bodily exhaling, like.
Well, whatever the guy is.
Revealing that he's been tense up for at least some time.
I'd point back to the doorway with my thumb, and I'd ask, assuming that the guy's, a few paces down the hall, I'd say, is he important?
Kay would kind of look at you for a moment, his eyes seeming to try to gauge you, trying to read you.
Well, if he's trying to read me, let me think. I guess I would be feigning genuine general curiosity, so I'll throw out a bluff, but because I'm interested in as to how this guy relates to Kay, more so, depending on his answer, so... It's not a detrimental bluff,
Yep.
You may see the opportunistic gleam in my eye.
Taking a moment as he's, to of course read you, Kay would say, "If things work out, he will be."
I nod. Looks like I gotta get... I'm not saying this, I'm just thinking I gotta get some eyes and ears on that guy now. Alright. Oh, I didn't read the letter. Damn. I'd like to say I would have read the letter, Nate, but I forgot. Damn it. Shit.
Okay. The letter would have had a wax seal. Would you have broken it in order to read it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You would have had time en route. as the letter would have I forget, what all did you pretty much put in that, Joe? Just the,
The sitch.
you were in need of help.
Yeah, gave them the situation, explained, it's like, okay, shit happened, tried to get in the city, didn't work, was obstinate as fuck, fight happened, because things happened. Yeah, they got the sitch.
Okay.
I guess it would probably be better to ask what. I guess it would be better for you to ask Nate, like, specific things that he mentioned. Would have mentioned, I suppose.
I presume you would have mentioned, Joe, just the concept that, like, you did not strike these men at all.
Yeah.
You kept your, and that the aggression was purely on their side, though, would you have mentioned Stefanos having wounded
Yep.
one of them?
That whole situation as it played out, Nate, I'm trying to be, my words would be not that I'm biased in our favor, but I'm just telling, like, this is how I see it. I didn't fight, I wanted to come in, they were being a bunch of dickholes, not those exact words. Refused to move, situation escalated, they started out hitting Stefanos. Eventually, fight happened, fire was thrown, ballistas were launched, and they retreated. Requested to meet with the commander, and was taken away in chains. Have yet to meet commander.
Okay.
And I suppose all I need to know is if the letter varies from the one that Kay got.
I forget. You were allowed. Did you read the one Kay got?
Yeah, he handed it to me.
Yeah. Okay. It does not appear to.
Okay. Well, are there any guards in this room?
There's 2 at the door, but you would see, as you'd be reading that or finishing reading it, you would see.
Oh, I wouldn't have read
Kay
it
motioning
there. I would have read it back when I was doing the disguise.
Oh, yeah, right. There are guards in the room, but as he says, he motions the guards to depart.
Gotcha.
And they would exit the room, closing the door behind them, to which he would turn to look at you and say, "So, you have a letter for me?"
And I'd nod. And I pull it out. It's already opened. And I tell him, says the same thing.
He'd kind of chuckle. He'd say, "It's rather rude to read someone else's mail," as he'd take it from you.
I'd say, well, I'm not exactly a good Christian.
He'd just laugh and he'd say, "No. No, you're not. That's why you're useful." Walk over and he'd throw it in the fire. The hearth.
I'd tell him I'm getting to the point of exhausted. Develop any ideas in the time we've been apart?
He'd pause and he'd say something of one. As he'd walk over to a desk, take out a rolled up piece of parchment, he would say, "If," kind of motioning to you, say, if you can be spared from your castle, he says, I would have you deliver this.
I'd say myself for my standing as not a knight yet, or I'd say or insurance that it arrives.
Both. A rather useful bargaining chip fell into my lap while you were gone. I would see that its owner knows I have it in my possession.
I have an idea of what that is, but I just kind of smile at that. And would he be handing me anything?
He would be making his way over to hand the piece of parchment to you.
Okay. Well, whenever he would hand it to me, I'd tell him I can head out later today.
He'd nod. And he'd say, good. When you arrive at London, it says, I presume you will be a bit more discreet than your companions.
I'd say I haven't exactly mastered how to be brusque.
Damn, Joe. He'd nod. Good. When you arrive in Camelot, see to it that this finds its way into the hands of the Heroes Guildmaster.
Is it parchment sealed?
It is, yeah. Yep, it is tied and sealed. And he'd say, and only the Guildmaster. And this is kind of as he's handing it to you, he wouldn't immediately release it.
Mm-hmm.
Say, and only his hands.
I would nod understanding.
And as he would relinquish his grip on it, he would say, once that is delivered, I believe we will be in a better position to retrieve your friend from his cell.
I would say wonderful.
As he would nod, he would say, yes, well, I do not believe that they will execute him anytime in the near future, but it may be a good idea to hurry. Especially if your friend is truly capable of raising the dead. It's not a gift that one should see wasted.
Hey!
Anyway,
I can raise the dead.
I'd
They're just not alive after.
I'd tell him I don't...
Actually, Stefanos, you can raise the dead. You have a ring that lets you know that spell.
Amulet, but yeah, no, I just meant like animate dead.
I would tell him I don't see it as a gift at all. A tool, maybe.
He'd say, he'd say that, you know, everything is a tool to be used. That needs not be stated. But, or no, actually what he would say is, so it's not you don't view it as a gift, but it is a tool. And he would just look at you and he'd say, then you've never, he says, words that can only be spoken by a man who's never died.
Ooh.
I'd give him a nod. And I would start to depart.
Okay.
And
He would, as you would, he would say 9.
I'd look back.
That other man was... That other man. You would do well not to tell anyone that you saw him.
Give him a slight bow and say, duly noted.
What other man are you talking about?
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, really, was it something that came up while I was here, or is it something you and Chris
I don't know what you're talking about, Stefanos.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Me and
silly
Chris
stuff.
There's not
Don't
another
know
man in
why.
this relationship. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I need to... Well, actually... fuck, I'm gonna crash in an inn in here, in Camelot, for about 2 hours, because, you know, Ring
Okay.
of Amazingness.
Yep.
Let me just pop 2 silver for that. I think I can do that. Peep. And... jeez, I gotta look way back. Scroll... How much did that disguise cost me, Nate, to put together? Oh fuck!
You would have had to have acquired fuck is it? A courtier's outfit. So say
I think I already have that. Yep, I've already got that. That's part of my laughing mask outfit.
yeah. Well, I mean outfit that looks like his.
Ah, gotcha.
So I'd say 30 gold.
Okay.
Because everything else is just kind of like makeup and shit like that.
Alrighty. I can do that. And the last cost I need to figure out is I gave a guy payment to go to London and enough for them to send a message back, send a letter back. So that would have been a 2-way trip for that guy. That's like 2 copper per mile. If you could rough that. If you just want to give me the numbers in coppers, I can calculate it later. Yes, 2 copper a mile. So that would be to London and back to the settlement.
Okay. Oh yeah, dude. Camelot to London, 161.5 miles.
Okay, I can do that. We'll do that math.
You
later.
do have there's a travel distances handout that has like
distances between
from certain cities.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
I will use that next time.
I measured it out and did the math and stuff to find like it's only like the big cities like Glastonbury, Camelot, Oxford, London,
Mm-hmm.
Coventry's in there. Anyway,
Oh, that's okay. That's distance. Fuck, I gotta multiply that by 2. My bad.
okay.
Oh no, wait. I could just do the final calculation and multiply it by 2. That could be good. Let's see if that equals out. Otherwise, sleep in an inn, 2 hours, head back to settlement, and if you wanted me to just summarize this bit, I would be telling Jacob and Ilya that I may have a letter arriving. Just like any others, just leave them on the desk, and that I'll be going to London for a gonna be riding to London one of these couple of days.
Okay.
And I'd ask Ilya if there's anything if she wants a souvenir.
Bring that big ass dick back.
No, you heard her, Chris.
That's not.
Anyway. No. Anyway. All right. It's time. You are off en route to place. Joe.
Yes.
Huh. It did.
You hear your
It did equal out. Awesome. All right.
you hear your cell door creak open as
Popular.
as two guards would enter, and they'd say, "Up, beast."
Let's blink and stand up.
And you'd see as the one of them would make his way in, kind of grabbing at one of the chains, and he'd say, "You wanted to speak to our commander, so you get to speak with him."
I nod.
And as the
So that's all I wanted.
one of them, he gives you a sharp tug and begins to walk. And as you would be making your way through the dungeon,
Mhm.
you would you'd notice that one of these soldiers keeps kind of looking at you, kind of a very, very angry expression. And
Just say, anger festers. Best to speak your mind and be done with it.
He just kind of looks at you with a kind of a disgusted expression as he says, no words for you, monster, other than you'll get what you deserve for wounding my friend.
Yeah, Joe, that's what you get for wounding his friend. What you get.
Did I wound your friend? The only time I unsheathed my weapon was to drop it as I was disarmed. My companion, yes, but we can hardly be held in contempt for the sins of those that we keep by our side.
He would, he'd just shake his head at you. Okay, he'd say, let me think how he worded it. Let's see, you said your companion. And he would, say, whether it was you or one of your monstrous friends, you do well to keep your flame breath to yourself.
I'd nod and say, if my ancestors had gifted me with such a thing, that would not be a difficult task.
He seems to ignore your words at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are...
Oh, man. I'm waiting for when I get holy. That's what I'm holding out for.
Wait, what are you holding out for?
Holy breath. You know, like fucking evil dragons do miasma. Well, I'm like a paladin of Jesus, and there's some kind of dragon thing in me, so eventually you just give me holy breath that injures evil. It'd be awesome. That's all I got.
That would be fairly interesting. All right, and Joe, as you are led through, you are led up several flights of stairs back over in London, and you would reach a large gate wench, which would rise, feeling quite a lot of soldiers, actually. As you would be down a ways on the page.
Ways, God. There we go.
You would be led through it.
I'm blind. I'm blind.
You are blind. You're blind and you'll never amount to anything.
As see his black Joe must be playing. Interesting. Anyway, as they would lead you forward, you would see this man kind of standing. He's got his sword kind of out, or not, it's sheathed, but it's kind of like out in front of him, and he's just resting his hands on the palm. As they would lead you forward.
I would detect the evil. Did it. This is just the area.
Mm-hmm.
Just, going around as I'm being moved forward.
Okay.
As we get close to the man, I'll just lock eyes with him like, here to talk to, it seems.
Can I be the director?
No, you can be the executive producer.
Can I be the executive producer?
It's a meaningless title.
It really isn't.
Well, as long as I have a camera.
We could just be a
The
cameraman then.
individuals with the red... Joe, the individuals with the red dots are the ones you detect evil from. As well as... or you wouldn't detect anything from him.
That's the main important thing.
As you lock eyes with him, you're walked to a point. He would, as you get to here, he'd kind of raise a hand, motioning for them to stop. Each kind of take their positions, and he'd look up at you.
Say commander, I presume.
He'd nod. Commander Avalon, at your service.
I'd say apologies for the conditions which we must meet.
He'd kind of smile for a moment. A smile. It doesn't quite reach his eyes as he kind of laughs and he says, "As you cause disturbance at my gates, wound one of my men, and then apologize. First,
I'd say my pride prevented me from leaving. My companion's pride decided he needed to retaliate. So yes, an apology is in order. Or I'd say was in order.
and give me one good reason why that very pride should not see your head roll upon this stone, and your blood wet it slick."
I'd nod. I'd say, because as I presented my case, I'm from Camelot. Whether you believe me or not, that's irrelevant. But you either don't take my head off and be done with it, and that could be the end of the story. If I am from Camelot, I'm telling the truth. You do have a problem on your hands, as you've executed me with no
Sorry, you cut out there.
Damn it!
No, you cut out at a no tra. It sounded like you were going to say trial.
Okay, trial.
Everything else was
I
good.
just say you executed me with no trial.
He'd look you up and down, and he'd say, "Hardly a problem. Camelot holds no power here. And I do not," he says, "and you would be," either he says, though you would be the first monster we've held trial for."
If I may, Commander. I'd say if I may, Commander.
He paused for a moment. He nodded.
Give me one. If I'm not civil enough. I'd nod my head around. None of these None of your guards, nor yourself, sorry to presume, would deem me fit of a true trial. Let my mace and a blade of your chosen speak. Sure you have more than a few men that would want to run me through. And if you'd not give up your men, I'm sure there's more than a few that would just take coin for the opportunity for glory.
Give me diplomacy.
Damn. All right, here it goes. I'm Chris die. I knew it. Ooh. Ooh, Chris. That trial is, okay, kneel down your head. I see where that was going.
As he'd look you over, he'd look to the man beside you, and he would say, arm and armor him. He'd say, remove the chains in his manacle. Arm and armor him. Be sure to keep his wings bound. The men would nod, and it would take them a few moments as they would, as you'd hear, one of them would scramble off to basically collect your things from where they have them.
Mm-hmm.
As he would stand vigil as he continues to kind of look you up and down. About 10 minutes later, they would return with your belongings and begin to armor you. As you would be removed from they would bind your wings and remove the chains and manacle. As they would do so, basically these two men have their weapons at your throat, ready to essentially cut you, ready to plunge their blades into you should you resist or do anything.
So I've been given my stuff?
You have been put in your armor.
Okay.
And given your weapon.
All right. No belt. This is relevant.
No.
Okay. Yep, that is relevant.
Though they would ask you which of your weapons you would wield.
I'd say the Earthbreaker. Ooh, Chris, don't even play. That's gotta happen in the abyss.
Anyway, as you are given it, he would look to you and he would ask, do you require a shield?
Nope. I'd shake my head because I've been given a two-handed mace. Or would have been.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep,
Gotcha.
that's the Earthbreaker.
I understood. And he would rescind that question, and instead, he outstretches his left arm and calls, shield! This man runs over and straps a heavy steel shield to his left arm.
I'd look to the commander, and I would say, are you sure you wish to be the one to do this? Like, no, like, really, you just, are you sure you want to be the one here?
As he'd look at you, he'd say, Say if you are to live or to die, I will be the judge of that. It says whether you live or die, I will be the judge of that.
I just nod to him and say, as it should be. Well then. And I'd look to the men that are still by my side.
Yep.
Waiting for them to move.
Yep. They would each step back. And,
Let me adjust that a Roonies. Oh, good. Yep, because I don't. Visual will be small to record. That is true, Chris.
you should be able to see.
I can't see.
Not even scrolling down?
There is no sight in the entire thing. Nope, cannot see that. I can see the arrow. I can't see what's in the arrow.
Huh. Made it so all players can see mine. Ow. Okay, how about now?
I got nothing. I'll try reloading. Nope, nothing.
How about now?
Nope.
Still no?
So can't you just throw a token of them down here?
That's what I just did.
Oh.
Nope. I have no controllable tokens. Wait, nope. There, I see a controllable token. Never mind. Yep. Nope. I can select them by using the box select, but no sight.
What the motherfucking fuck? How about now?
Okay, I refreshed and I have it now. That's a lot of people.
Oh, that's where you guys were hiding. I was looking for you.
Joe, we're captive. Save us.
Ah, and Zach is here too.
I'll be hiding over here.
Well. I'd look to him and I'd say, a moment to speak with the Lord above, if I may be so bold to request it.
So I have to fucking one-on-one a paladin. He's gonna get destroyed.
He's not evil though.
Who cares? You have like an effective health of like 600. You're fine.
I wish I had an effective health of 600. God.
You do. You have like 17 lay on hands.
You'd incline your head and say, speak with your god if you must.
put my hammer down in front of me, and I'd kneel. Give it about a minute, and I'd close out by asking the Lord to shield and protect me, if he feels my cause is just, to see me through this. And I had finished by casting Shield of Faith.
Okay.
And then I would stand up, nod my thanks.
As you would be doing so, he would, he'd kind of wait as you do that, and then nods. As he nods, he says, "You, you speak. You are garbed as a knight, and you speak like. Let us see if you fight the same." As he would strike his sword against his shield, he would say, "Prepare yourself."
I am not prepared.
Oh, is that your initiative?
Yup. I would have just given a nod to all that, yep, we shall.
I think you rolled so bad the enemy needs a surprise round.
That's good, Stefanos. This is the guard commander, yeah.
Hey, you met him. Good job.
I did, and I talked to him.
Now he's trying to kill you.
I mean,
Yes.
he's not wrong.
Where the fuck is his initiative?
Nate, can we just assume he beats him? Just roll a d20.
Well.
If he gets more than a 1.
If Joe is doing non-lethal strikes, that'll be the decider.
No. As, Dude Bro said from fucking Ice Age, I choose life.
I don't think that's,
He would
Oh
charge
shit!
you
He's
As he
just up on
initiates
my shit. Let's go.
with a fucking. He charges in with a furious attack. And
The shame here is he's not evil, but at the same time, that's good that he's not evil.
What a shame.
though you are able to block his first strike,
Mm-hmm.
One could say it's neutral that he's not evil.
That's true.
Heh.
Well, Nate,
What a funny one, Chris.
I'd take that blow, not take it obviously, but dodge it, take it on the armor as I would, and just go, alright, this is gonna be a thing. And I'll full round. Wap-chang. Chang.
Don't forget he has -2 AC.
Ooh, that's true.
okay, first one would connect.
Nice. Nice. We got a long way to go, guys.
Okay. As your blow connects, he lets out a grunt. And he too is going to full round you.
Oh, I can't handle it.
As he swings. Can't handle it, Joe?
Can't handle it. I got a full round someone. I'm getting full round back. I'm a real full base bonus person.
As he full
I am real
rounds.
bad.
And his first
Confirm.
attack seems to ward away at the last moment, as does his second. As his second is warded away, he steps forward to strike you with his shield.
Ooh!
But you were able to block it. What you said, Joe?
Doing that 2-weapon fighting stuff. Well, I would be caught off guard that he was attacking with the shield, but at the same time, no, it's to be expected. And I will return the full round. Oops, that should not be an 11. That should be 16 again. Sorry, 17. The second one, that is.
Okay, sorry. So what are the actual rolls? Like
Okay,
the number.
the 14, that's the first attack. That one's right. The second one is an 11, but I did plus 11 because I just went up once. That should be a plus 6, so that's at 17.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Be.
First one would hit, but he would manage to kind of sidestep the second.
There we go. Let's go.
Alright. As he kind of steals his jaw, he kind of looks, you can see his eyes kind of dart over you for a moment.
This motherfucker.
Size me up for weakness.
To full round you. Not using his shield this time.
What's that AC?
Oh yeah, he
He
attacked
would-
with the shield. That means he didn't get the shield bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Unless he's got shield mastery, it's possible. Or the thing that gives him that.
He is going to swing at you this time. Two is both blows would connect.
Damn it. He's got more Jesus than I do.
It's not true, Joe, and you know it.
And blows together, deal 15 damage.
I will take it.
Your turn.
Let me see. Well, we know how the turn's starting.
Is it lay on hands?
Shut the fuck up.
Who would have guessed? Me, I would have guessed.
I'd say, again, Lord, guard your humble servant. Lay on hands. Well, this is a good day. That was a real lay on hand. And then I will full round at him again.
Alright.
That's a good number, 10, 16 and 17. There's some good numbers.
Not good enough.
And okay, the 22 would hit.
Right. Shabam. This is a really consistent fight. And that would be me, Shazam.
Yep. As he would kind of roll his shoulder, after taking that last hit. Looks at you again. He takes his weapon, kind of levels it on the top of his shield, and makes a single lunge toward you.
Ooh.
And it hits,
Ah!
dealing 21 damage.
Damn, Vital Strike, it's back.
I mean, it's good early, but you know, then it gets really, really, really bad.
Oh, we know how the turn's starting. All right, and full round. Ooh, ooh.
They would both hit.
Damage for one, damage for the other.
Okay. As he'd grit his teeth, and he would remark that you fight well. And with that, he would nod and say, "No need to hold back then."
Damn it! Go away, Nate.
And he swings at you 3 times.
I got this. Under control.
You ward off the first, but the second would hit you, and you would ward off the third.
I did it, guys.
Not dead yet.
I ain't dead yet. That's right, Stefanos. Ain't dead yet.
That strike deals 14 damage.
I got this.
Your turn.
Okay. Now we're rolling a baby boo-boo little lay on hands. Oops. And we swing twice a roll. Gotta try harder than that, dice.
He would ward both attacks off on his shield.
Mm. Damn it. Why couldn't I be a trip fighter here?
Because you have no one around you to take the attacks of opportunity other than yourself.
Well, I mean, at this level, I'd have, if I was a trip fighter, I'd have the feats to where when he falls, he would provoke.
Well, as he wards your attacks, he would unleash a furious barrage.
All right.
As the first attack is warded away at the last second.
Praise Jesus.
Second attack strikes home, dealing 16 damage. Third attack is warded away at the last second. Or the third attack you're simply able to block. As he whirls around with his shield, attempting to strike you, it is warded away at the last moment. And you were able to cleanly dodge as he follows that shield strike with a second.
You know, at this point, I should just get a fucking medal for being alive right now.
No, Joe, you heal like 25 health around.
Shut the
You're
fuck up.
fine.
He just swung at me 5 times. Go home, Stefanos. You're a math
25
guy.
health around.
You're a math guy.
Yeah, and you're healing more than he's hurting you.
Yeah, but he swung at me 5 times.
I don't care. How much did he hurt you?
I mean, he's hurt my lay on hands.
Yeah, okay.
I will swing for full round. Not the day. Oh, that is not me healing anymore. I already healed this round. Well, I'm demoralized, it seems. In awe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I needed like a 21 to hit him. 50% chance.
As he would blocks both your attacks. You know, rather dodging them.
Mm-hmm.
He would seem to ready himself. Your turn.
Well, I'd look at him like, got you. DM's being nice to me. Till he's not. And then, ready for this, Nate? I'm gonna 5 foot over here, and then I'm gonna swing. Get some footwork in on this shit.
Oh man.
There's
It
both
worked.
the attacks. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones. I seen Oberyn fight the Viper. Oberyn ends the Viper. God damn it, fight the Mountain.
Damn. Well, it seems as you move to strike, he attempts to do something with his shield, but fails to do it as your blow connects.
Both blows or just the one?
Both.
Alright, we did it. He tried to murder me. I mean, that's what's going on here. Bam. Bam. Spot of bread. He's probably never seen someone use an Earthbreaker, Chris.
And
Oh
as your
shit,
blows-
yeah. Wait.
Hmm?
Nope, never. Sorry, I was gonna say wait. Yeah, I hit him. I got lost in Chris's words.
Hmm.
That's all.
I knew that was
As he-
coming.
Yep. As your blows connect, he kind of stumbles back for a moment, kind of reassessing his stance. And as he seconds. As he would level his blade at you, and he lets out a furious challenge.
Oh.
Do nothing.
Follows that up with a yep,
Okay.
follows that up with another full round.
I thought he was trying to demoralize the guy who's immune to fear. I was praying to God that's what he was doing. Shut up, Chris.
You're able to barely ward away his first strike, but he quickly recounters and strikes you with the second. This one. As he deals 20 damage with that blow, but
I
you
got
are able
this,
to
guys.
block his third.
All
He does
right.
not follow up with 2 shield strikes this time.
He needs them shields. Well, I mean, really, the way the turn starts, 3d6 plus 6 worth of lay on hands. All right, this is good. And then full round. Here. Bam. Well, that second one can go the fuck home. Just lay down.
Yep. He would catch that first one on his shield just barely as you almost stagger him. Force of the impact. But he is able to kind of catch himself and sidestep the second.
That S turn.
Let's see. What is he going to do? Going to...
He wants to buckle a shoe.
Yes.
Got it. I read through the lines.
Through the lines. All of them. All of them. Well. Let's see. He's gonna unleash his full round again. This time managing to strike you with the first and last attack, but you ward off the second.
Can I go back to the status quo?
As you take 25 damage from the first and 18 from the second.
Damn, son. We should have an alignment
And he
shift.
likewise 5 foots.
Damn,
Well,
Joe. You got a thing going.
I know.
What was that about alignment shift?
He should just suddenly have an alignment shift
Ah,
just for this fight. So I can have 5 more AC. Lay on hands.
Quick, someone cast Infernal Healing on him. It counts, right?
I don't think so.
No,
I
it
will
doesn't
5
actually
foot.
count. It doesn't
And
actually
then-
count.
that would be kind of funny if it did.
Full
You're right.
round.
I mean, you could smite the healing, I guess.
Take that healing.
Well, it says they gain an evil aura, so it's like, you know, the wizard used infernal healing on the paladin. You encountered another paladin. Paladin smites the paladin.
Well,
Why
it says,
have
but
you
it has no
forsaken
adverse
me?
effects other than detecting
Second
as
hit
evil.
would land
Alright.
as he would
Swing.
block the first. As your blow strikes, for a moment it seems like he's going to let go of his weapon until his grip snaps shut again. So you can tell his breathing has become heavier. And as
Try hard mode engaged. Thank you, Chris.
it does, he takes up that stance again. Your turn.
The hands on lay. Just 5 foot. And oh, fuck it. If I'm gonna die like a man. Full round, Nate.
I was gonna say, says the guy near full health.
Look, Nate, the Cavalier needs 1 crit to wreck my shit.
Same thing to you.
Shut up. Oop, yeah, full round. I was just waiting to see if that first attack did a thing.
Yep. As your blow comes down, he catches he actually steps in, catching your Earthbreaker on the edge of his shield, and pulling you forward into his strike as he jams his blade into your side.
Did I hit him?
You did not.
Okay. That's the important thing here.
To calculate damage quick. He deals 45 damage to you.
Oh my.
See, Stefanos?
And you're still fine. You can heal 30 of that in one round.
I healed this round. Next round, he's a full round.
Yep.
He's capable of doing that much damage, as I said.
Let's see.
You're still winning really hard.
That was your first attack, so you still have your second attack.
Yep.
Confirm. You confirm.
Aha.
You're fine.
Vengeance. Please tell me he went 20 feet in some other direction.
As he rips his blade free from your side, you're able to catch him hard in the abdomen, bringing him kind of up off his feet, sending him to the edge of his square. And as he seems to catch himself for a moment, he remains standing, yet immobile. It takes you a moment before you realize that he's knocked out on his feet. Combat is over.
Coup de grace.
I'm just going to say... Commander. I'm just going to rest my weapon down. Or I'm going to... Yeah, pretty much it's sitting on its head.
You would see, there would be a long pause as these men all kind of seem to glance around at each other. These three would kind of make their way forward.
Yep. I can tell you, Nate, as they're making their way forward, I would put a hand on the commander's shoulder.
Whoa, bad touch, no. Bad move.
Commander's
As
As they're
unconscious.
approaching.
Yep. And I'm just gonna... It's a very light hand. You just lay on hands.
Okay, well, as you'd be doing that, one of them would call out to you, "Claws off him, monster," as you'd hear the catiphonous ring of probably every sword being drawn.
Well, take my claw off of him, and I'd let my mace rest right there. In fact, I'd move back a square and move my mace with me, but it is not in my hands anymore.
As you'd lay on hands him, he would remain in his position. His head kind of hung as he is just out. But stable now.
That's what I wanted.
As they would reach him, this lot would begin making their way up to you, kind of leveling their weapons like, "Fucking move, we dare you."
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have my hand on my weapon.
Mm-hmm. In fact,
I
this
am-
one would actually pick your weapon up and kind of take custody of it.
I really wish my weapon weighed a couple 100 pounds, but it was like 12 to me, so these guys would be like, I can't hold it. This would be the time for that. I have my eyes on the commander with a worried look, Nate. They're probably viewing it as, something else, but I'm just like, I don't want this man.
You would see as these guys one of them goes to kind of shake the commander's shoulder, causing his legs to buckle, and he begins to fall, though they catch him. And as they kind of lower him down into his square, This one kind of looks up to the rest, and he just simply says, disarm him, chain him, and put him back in his cell. To which, if you would allow, the soldiers would
To
proceed
say,
to do so.
This was a trial by combat, to my understanding. And the victor stands.
Silence, beast.
Your commander is an honorable man. You would do him a disservice.
He stands. He looks around, and he says, Knights of London, guard of law, order in this
I'm
city.
gonna 5-foot step, Nate. I'm gonna lay on hands this guy as many times as I am able.
Initiative. 5-foot
Yep.
step.
Because this either ends with the man being dead, or something. I don't know, Nate. It sounds like I surprised them.
Flopple. Thing. Okay. 5 step forward. These guys are going to all do the same and swing at you.
Holy fuck. I got on the other monitor with Discord covering up half the map, and I just see 4 people pop into view.
That's right.
The top 2 would hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Or... They would hit you for 8 and 10.
Okay.
He is also going to swing at you. He is going to charge you and hit you for 11.
I'm gonna use a hero point, Nate. Gives me an immediate action. Use lay on hands.
I'll give you another turn, but yeah.
He can also do it to act out of turn, but that's to perform. I believe a swift is included in that.
I think so.
Well, I mean, it's a turn, so yeah.
Yeah, but it
You
says
could do-
what
well,
actions
it's
you
not
can
a-
perform. You can't perform a full round action out of turn, I believe.
It's not a swift either, because healing another person is a standard. Healing yourself is a
Oh,
swift.
there you go.
Yeah.
And doesn't healing someone else provoke?
No, I don't think it does.
No.
Could be wrong.
No, it doesn't. If they're undead and I try and do stuff with them, it does.
Spend a hero point to take your turn immediately. Treat this as the action. Moving your initiative to just before the currently acting creature. Okay.
Okay. So we're okay. So I am on my turn then, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Lay on hands myself.
Yeah, you could do 2, couldn't you?
Lay on hands the guard captain.
Always.
So did you actually think they were gonna let you go, Joe?
Nope.
Then why'd you do that?
Why do you do anything you do, Chris?
I'm
'Cause you're
serious.
just like,
If you
"Yeah, I'll
didn't
do
think that was gonna let
No,
you go, then why talk back to them?
And let's see. Lay on hands
Because I
first.
did.
And the 13 is what you did to him?
Yep.
Okay.
You've got to be positive. Even for a 6 and a 13, you can't have 20 con. We could, but probably not.
He remains unconscious. Okay, your
I
turn.
feel like this is a sick game that Nate. Is that Nate?
Was that your turn?
Yep, that's me. This is a sick game that Nate plays. Leaves the man standing upright. And just.
Okay, that guy is going to move up. So it was this thing. He's going to swing, but block it. 10. He's also going to swing. Hit for 11 damage. The rest would all essentially be moving forward.
Holy fuck. There's a lot of them.
If only I had a scroll of fireball. Or 3.
And this man shouts to the others. He says, protect the commander. Slay the monster. He would basically get to there, and he would prepare an action.
Well, I'd just try and heal the commander again.
Okay, as you would do that, he would perform his paired as he moves the commander back a square.
But he prepared a move action. I thought you couldn't do that. They can only prepare a standard.
He could have prepared the combat maneuver to move someone.
Yep.
He would have
Well,
had
yeah,
to
then
stay
you
in
move the
his same.
commander,
He would
not
have had to
him.
stay in the same
Yeah.
square, and he would have repositioned. That's what it is. So he would have moved him like here.
Yeah. Or yeah.
So he moved him from here to here.
Yep. Okay. Yep. You're right. But yep. So he went off. He moved. Ultimately, not adjusting the turn order in any way.
Yeah. Well. Five foot. Heal myself.
Okay.
That is me.
Let's see. This would be- If you're already in heavy armor, encumbrance lowers you to how much movement? Would it lower it again to?
I would
Yeah.
say 15, but
You would be hold on.
Because I don't
Honestly-
remember how much encumbrance actually lowers you by. Like if it's a stated like an actual number, or if it's just your movement is now this.
I don't know. I had that same question my Paladin I made because he's in heavy armor or medium armor.
Oh yeah, I remember that conversation.
It is full weight, and I had no fucking clue.
Well, he would be moved down unless he's a dwarf. You
Is
just
he?
got to figure out what he's dropped to because of encumbrance. Okay, armor encumbrance. So he's wearing. Wait. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, shit. For now, I'm gonna say it reduces him to 15, because it doesn't make sense that since they're both the same number, if it would just remain.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to grab hold of the commander and 15. I have 15. He's going to swing at you. He's going to hit you for 6 damage. He's going to move up and swing at you. Hit you for
Man,
6
everyone's
damage.
getting in on the hit game.
Yeah, right. Where were these when the commander was rolling?
Appreciate it, Nate.
No, we're not rolling it. Well, I guess we are. 10 damage as he hits you.
They are the men.
The
Fucking
man,
are.
man.
Swing. 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 And you are able to hold off the rest of the blows like a goddamn champion.
You should drop your weapon.
I'm not holding my weapon, Chris. Or Stefanos.
You're
Chris
not.
has been criticizing the whole time. No.
Oh.
They are all going to positions. While the dude did his swing, so his turn is over. Your turn, Joe.
Well.
Don't you wish you had Call the Void right now?
I do.
Everyone around me, you can't breathe and fuck you.
Come at me, bros. Deal with my dark energy. Looking at a thing. Well, I'll take total defense. Can do. And heal a do. We'll spend the rest of our turn in quiet prayer to myself. I got this.
Okay. Fuck did that go? There it is. a furious flurry of blows rain down upon your total defense to self.
Do you have 3 ranks in acrobatics, Joe?
No.
Damn.
Only 1 blow manages to find its way past your defenses, but you avoid the worst of it.
Yeah, crits.
As you take 13 damage. And Bopple is going to swing at you again. He's going to swing at you for his thing. Blow would connect for 11 damage. Your turn.
Same dealaroo. Heals. Oh, no. There's a plus that goes. Fortunately, my wings are done. Bound up. That's the problem here. Well, that was a good turn.
Okay.
I will outlast them, and they will fall out due to overexertion.
I'll make you fight for so long that you pass out.
Actually, this would be easier just to do it this way. Okay. Woo, that is not what I... The furious blows rain down on you. 2 of them would actually land, but you avoid the worst of both.
Guards are too good.
This poor sod over here actually loses grip on his weapon as it collides with your arm.
Small consolations.
Consistency, as the 2 deal both, they do 10 damage to you apiece. And let's see, Gold Bob is gonna do his thing. He is going to do his swing, but you ward his attack. Your turn.
Aha.
And
Really? All I can do is the same thing.
I'll give you this because it's a desperate situation.
I mean, if I was doing something, Nate, that would totally fit. Oops.
Damn, rejecting the Thunder God.
No, Nate, I'm just saying, if I was doing something, yeah, no, that'd be a thing, but I'm just taking a total defense and lay on hands and waiting for either me to die or the commander to wake up and ask what the fuck's going on. Those are really my only options. Can't acrobatics through these guys. Don't got enough to make the save for the thing. And if I do, I lose my total defense, which all these bros get to swing at me, and they've been hitting me with that. No, my options are pretty much done. That's me.
And okay. The rain of blows continues to down. Two of them would hit. You take 13 and 13.
Man, I just healed that.
is actually going to 5, 10 over to the commander. Your turn, Joe.
Ah. Now they get to circle me at another place. Fuck it. Lay on hands myself. Let's dial this back. This will be a plus whatever I roll here. Alright. We're gonna die a hero because Nate gave me an opportunity. Not even that. Okay, so yep, 23. Moving, Nate. Oh, did we lose Nate?
Nope, I'm okay. I'm here.
Okay, yep, real moving.
Shouldn't the first
Okay.
action be a withdrawal so you don't provoke like 4 extra?
No, because I need the standard action to heal the commander. Because
Oh,
otherwise I'm running through the heap, and that's not going to work out either. It could.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lay on hands and you said you 5-footed there?
Nope, moving.
Oh,
Real
you're
moving.
moving.
Yep,
Ah,
that's
okay.
why-
So,
That's what I said, real moving.
wait, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, they wouldn't take that attack of opportunity, right?
I think they would.
No, I don't think they would.
And you back down to 20. 2 of them will hit you. As you take 11 and 12 respectively.
Okay. Boop.
So, guys have come.
That'll be my luck. They all have combat reflexes. That'd be my luck.
They do not.
Okay. Well, and then boop there. So then I provoke from Bopple there. Maybe he's distracted. Be distracted!
He will swing at you.
He's distracted, Nate.
I heard he was distracted.
And
Mysterious memos been floating
you.
around here.
for 9 damage.
I miss when everything was evil and I had 26 AC. Alright, laying hands on the commander.
Okay. Flash of energy ripples from your hands, going across his across his body. He begins to cough violently, and his eyes flutter open.
I will say to him, I've healed you, and I've not laid a hand on any of your... Believe me or don't, but I'd rather die by yours blade than... That is turn.
Action. Initiative.
That's a lot of words, so, you know.
You can get 2 sentences out, pretty much, on your turn, so.
Okay.
Alright, those are your words.
Mm-hmm.
He's prone. Now he's gonna pick his... Those 5 are going to take their swings at you. consistency. 2 of them are going to hit you.
Okay, well, I'm down. So you tell me if I dead or not. Unless they do, like, minimum damage times, or divided by 6.
For 9 and 5.
Down. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Made my words, did my thing. Worst case scenario, don't gotta worry about D&D till I ship the basic.
You were planning on hopping back in that other game, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought about it. It's just, it sounds like you're leaving pretty soon.
You'd leave in
Maybe.
like 3 or 4 months, aren't you, Nate?
He said that he could be in by the weekend.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I'll be in the Navy,
In the Navy.
but that doesn't mean the ship. I'll get my ship date yet. per se.
Ah, gotcha.
I probably won't be shipping out till like August.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Is that
there you go.
Are you? Is that assuming after basic or is that to basic? Is that what
No,
you can?
that's too basic.
Okay, I don't consider shipping out until done with basic,
Oh,
but that's just me.
me.
Look, because you can fail at basic.
You can
Mhm.
fail at the military too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Anything you fuck up and they'll drum you out. Doesn't matter if you're in basic or not. I mean,
But if you fail basic, you can just not go back. If you fuck up in the military, it's dishonorable discharge. It's different.
yeah,
No, you-
you fuck up in basic and it's a discharge too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it-
In the military.
Yeah, you're in the military at that point. That's
Yeah.
not the
Wow.
that's not
Soon
the
as
gatekeeper.
as soon as you
As soon as
sign
you
on the
sign.
dotted line, you're in the military. You fuck up and it's a discharge. Like AJ, he failed at basic. He got a discharge for the convenience of the government.
Right.
How did he fail basic?
He failed his PT test and basically decided that, well, I failed once, that means I can't succeed, and he didn't even take it a second time. So they're like, well, you failed your PT, didn't pass our physical regulations, so
It's good thinking,
Get
AJ. It's good thinking, AJ. He's like, I can't improve physically. It's impossible.
Mhm.
yeah, well, that's
All
how he
those
thinks.
years of evolution, they lied.
It's
That's how he
like,
thinks. If he fails at something once, he can't do it. That's how he.
Oh,
That's what
we,
he do.
I mean,
oh my
that's
God.
fine. We're just making fun of it.
This fucking GIF's accent. God damn it, that's.
Okay, so that's the thing. Dum-dum. I gotta piss, give me a second, and then we will hop back with Zach and Stefanos.
3.5 hours later.
So Joe.
Yeah.
Was it the idea that since he said that, you know, his words were that, you know, this'll decide it? Was that what you got from that? Like that fight?
Okay, Chris.
I'm curious.
No.
I just want to know. That's all.
No, you want to look, Chris. He said a thing.
Yes.
Then the other guy. That goes 2 ways. Either, oh, good, now I sit in the thing and guard captain wakes up. They clearly have animosity for me. Okay, well, he did this, this, and this while you were out, so we should, you know, do it anyways. Either he's super honorable or he listens to his men. The other one is that guy's been looking for a promotion for a while and he just found his opportunity. Well, you see, either way I was fucked.
Or you go back to your cell and he wakes up and he, you know, realizes that he was dishonored in front of his men, and, you know, either he makes a decision to just keep you in there and shove it all under the rug and execute you at a later date, you know, buying more time, or, you know,
he's a man of honor, and he releases you properly.
Yep.
Leaving right from there at
World
the
may
behest
never
of his
know.
men, that wasn't even a gamble.
Hmm.
You know, because nobody else there shared his mentality.
Nope.
All of them would have rather seen you dead, so talking to them is
Yep.
pointless. And they don't know nothing about Jesus, so even if it is a healing thing, that's also a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Turn.
Is it me and Zach's turn?
I tried to send a preemptive message to Zach. He did not.
I was gonna say Zach is muted in
Well, no, I sent.
session.
Yeah. Well, I'll take this time to ask. Let's see here. I went to Camelot in the morning, and I got there around like 9 a.m. This is just on my way to do the disguise thing, right?
Okay, wait, like,
I'm trying to get a time frame as to when I left for London, so I know I arrived in Camelot to do the K stuff in the early morning.
and you
Actually-
said you went back. You said you went back to the settlement.
Yes, but I also took a few hours to do the letter stuff, so, or a couple hours, or
Yep.
yeah, a few. Let's just say 3.
So, so you would have basically departed from Camelot a little after midday.
Yeah, and then I would have arrived at the settlement, maybe like 5, and then I would have did words, and then headed for London around
would have been more like 6 unless you really push that horse.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't have too much daylight to travel with, but I would have pretty much headed out immediately. So, I may have made stunted progress on my first day.
You. Okay. Skype either.
I texted him.
Okay.
I take it nothing's happening to me on the road? Just a timetable?
Well, stuff happened, but you were so good, we just skipped it because you could just.
Oh, so good. Good call, Stefanos.
Well, you are going to make excellent time because you only have to sleep for 2 hours.
Yeah. But my horse has to sleep for more.
Shit, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Just ditch it and then buy another one. Just keep trading
Oh my
horses.
god.
You know?
You just reach new stables and you're just like, sell this horse, buy a new one. Sell this horse, buy a new one. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Guess how long horses have to sleep?
How long?
2 hours.
3 hours.
Woo!
What?
2.9 hours is how long the domestic horse sleeps.
What the fuck is wrong with you horses? I don't want to be a horse.
They don't have as much brain to recharge as we do.
Bitch, I'm gonna awaken a horse and make you regret that. And he's still gonna sleep for 3 hours. He'll be the smartest out of everyone. He'll be a wizard horse. They can prepare spells in 3 hours. He'll be the best wizard. Hey, does this mean if I make a centaur I can only need to sleep for 3 hours? Eh?
Centaur does not equal horse.
It's pretty much the same thing. What if I play an awakened horse?
Horses
Awakened
require
horse.
approximately 2.5 hours sleep on average in a 24-hour period.
Well, here my other suggestion is good to go.
Most of this sleep occurs in many short intervals of about 15 minutes each.
I could draw it out.
So they're power nappers.
Yeah. Horses sleep this way, developed from prey. Many such creatures that prey creatures, like deer and things like that, also share this sleep pattern.
Damn.
Well, that makes sense. You can't spend time sleeping when shit's gonna eat you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be an awakened deer.
Why don't you be a slumbered cat? Also known as the true form of a cat.
Fuck, I'm a cat. Instead of sleeping for 3 hours, I sleep for like 18.
Oh
Shit.
god. Some wizard comes up with fucking a spell like that where it's like, it's the opposite of awakened, as in you lose your sentience.
I think that's called polymorph.
No, it doesn't change your shape. You just lose your sentience.
Great, so you become less than a village idiot. Horses are smarter than a village idiot, I think. No, they're not.
Yeah,
They're not.
you become an animal psychologically, but with all of the frailness of the human form.
Or all of the strengths of the human
No.
form. Is it? Wait,
Yeah,
isn't
human
this?
forms are fucking.
Isn't
Humans
it-
are fucking scary.
Isn't this what that Paladin did to all the orcs? He gave them all lobotomies.
Oh, no, what was it? He convinced them to be polymorph, turned into birds.
Yep. To
Oh,
abandon their sinful form.
okay, that's kind of eerily poetic.
No, they just kind of hated them.
Look. He turned them into birds. They are literally free. Nothing can restrain them now.
Except something else.
Except being on a
Jaws.
dinner table.
They committed genocide on an entire race. They're
Whoa.
fucking justified.
Whoa. Genocide. I don't know, Nate. Nobody was killed.
Orcs ceased to exist in that world. They committed genocide, Chris.
They vanished, Nate. They ascended. Do you think the
He destroyed their sentience.
Do you think the settlers of Jamestown were taken care of via genocide? No, Nate. Settle aside? Nah.
Yeah. Just so you know, that'll never fly with me as a DM.
What if we made them into orc birds? They're birds, but they look like orcs. We
Wait,
didn't get rid of a
there
race.
sentient?
We made a new
I was gonna
race.
say, is their sentience intact?
I know. I know what you're
enough.
coming into.
They got 4 intelligence. I mean, that's about what they had before. They were orcs.
Racist
Heyo.
motherfucker.
I'm trying. You're right. They were orcs. 3.
It's so weird that all animals are just racked at 2 intelligence. It's like,
Yeah. They don't understand what morals are and ethics. They just have basic instincts. They can be happy and sad.
true.
You can get animals with 3 or 4 intelligence with that alternate human trait.
It's just, there are varying degrees of intelligence even among animals, and it's strange that a number as low as 3 is just, oh, you now have sentience. Sentience begins here.
Well, that's because of
Ah,
how low
ah.
the numeric scale goes.
Simplifies
Like with
things.
10 being average, what are you gonna put as sentience?
There we go.
30% of 10.
This is what we turn them into. I don't think Nate would have any objection.
That is fucking adorable.
Hold on, where is
But-
this?
These Pokemon graphics are on.
Which chat is this in?
Sandrew was my favorite.
Oh,
It's in Pathfinder. Fucking love Sandrew. He was my favorite for the longest time.
I need that, Chris. I need that in my life. Whatever that is.
Well, put a level.
Thank
We'll
God.
pick up a familiar and get one of those.
I have a familiar.
Yeah. Get a baby pangolin as your familiar. It's like, does he stay a baby forever? Yes. Yes, he does.
How? Fucking magic. Shut up.
How does he bring me things? All timid and cute looking like that. If he casts a spell on somebody, he walks up to them all bashful like and just touches them with it.
You know, for all the familiar archetypes, I'm surprised there's not like a stealing familiar archetype. Like there's one for crafting, one for beating the shit out of people, for knowing stuff. There's no stealing though.
I thought there was.
Oops,
Is it in like extra familiars?
What familiar archetypes?
No. Oh, you mean the archetypes? Never mind. I was gonna say I'm sure there's a familiar that ups
Yeah.
their steel, ups your steel, but you were talking about archetypes.
Yeah, I'm sure there's familiars that up sleight of hand.
Ah.
That's what steal is.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yep, not 3.5. But what's steal in 3.5? I don't even remember.
I think it was steel.
Huh.
Holy shit! There's no familiar that gives you sleight of hand. Oh wait, there it is. Raccoon. Yes.
I can see a raccoon thief.
Yeah.
Everybody can. They're bandits with masks.
Okay, this is kind of cool. Very artsy.
You're making me alt tab out of Dark Souls while Ember. This is a bad idea.
I can't watch it.
Cannot watch it.
No, not while I'm recording.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To listen to music I want to, I have to listen to it on my iPod, so you know. One ear on the headset, other one on a headphone. So then all everybody hears is just silence and keyboard clicks while we wait for Zach to show up!
How do you really feel?
I don't know, I just ate, had a glass of milk, smoked a little. I'm feeling good. I'm ready for work. Ready to go watch more Showman Sample.
Showman sample?
Yeah. So Nate, there's a thing where they go to a fucking what do you want me to tell you some of the bullshit that happens, or do you just want to find out?
What is Showman sample?
That's what it's called. It's an anime.
It's
Oh,
an
is it that
anime.
one with the abduction?
Yup.
No, I've got it downloaded.
Alright. You can experience them experiencing what it's like to live as a commoner. Holy shit, is it glorious.
Well, that looks like an old Miyazaki movie. Showman sample.
That
Yeah,
might not be
Miyazaki.
that might not be the correct one. It should have women with lots of tits and a little blue-haired chick.
It's not Ushiro no Somendare.
No. No.
Came up when I...
It's Ore ga ojo sama ga ko ni shomen sample toshite gitsu sareta ken.
I don't know what the fuck you said. Okay, here's the Wikipedia. Shut up.
There's the link.
What the fuck is this?
Exactly. It's moe garbage, but it's funny as fuck.
Whereas noble female students are cut off from the rest of the world to preserve their innocence. Okay. Kidnap a male commoner, hoping that his common man okay.
Do I still have that clip somewhere?
Better.
Fuck, when did I link that?
They thought he was a homosexual with a muscle fetish.
Yes!
Okay.
That is
I need
one
to
of
know
the
what this is.
That is one of the best aspects of it, is that they picked him. I found it. I found the kidnapping. Here you go, Stefanos. There you go. This is him getting kidnapped. This is like the first thing you fucking see, and I knew I was in. I'm watching this. It's like, oh, this is pretty normal. Pretty normal. And throughout the intro, those muscular men keep showing up. I was like, what the fuck? What?
How does that guy have a muscle fetish? He's a twig.
Don't-
Okay, all the people behind him, but...
What do you mean? Anybody can have a muscle fetish, yo. It means you're turned on by it, not that you do it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. I thought they meant, like, working out. Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Beautiful, beautiful art, Stefanos.
Yes? I'm gonna go with yes for now.
For now.
For now.
Everything else, they're just like, you're incredibly average of a student. You have average looks. You have an average attendance rate. But we picked you because you're gay. Because you don't hang out with girls. He's like, Also, your one
Okay.
friend. Also, your one friend told us this thing. He's like, I don't know about that. Oh, and if ever he challenges the gay thing, this is the one thing that bugs me.
about the show. He says, "I'm not that. I'm normal." Every time I see that, I wince a little. It's like that's.
Now, is that actually the Japanese translation?
I
or is that
don't
the
know.
The asshole.
That's
Asshole.
yeah. I don't know.
Because I could totally believe that.
What,
Or
just
it's
him being
even-
an asshole?
No, the subbers.
Good.
Or it could be just a direct translation where he's saying like, "No, I'm not gay. I'm, what most people are."
Yeah, they might not
Which is-
have a better term for it in the subs.
Yeah.
Though he could have replaced normal with straight, but then that might not have been a direct translation. But either way, that's still better. Like, don't put normal there. That's not cool.
Well, I mean,
If you're talking statistics, it's right.
Shut the fuck up.
I've actually, I mean, a lot of anime characters, protagonists included, are kind of homophobic. So
I don't care. This is the subber. The subber can put whatever the fuck they want there.
And they did.
They did. Possibly they put exactly what they want there.
Yeah.
This is not what I want out of D&D.
Joe, if you did rejoin the other game, what would you be?
A thing.
Oh, that's fair.
damn,
Well, I do have
someone rolled a crit.
I do have my fucking brawler. Though I'm all about my
Your
mission.
brawlers.
Hmm?
What's your brawler do?
He's a strong mecha oracle brawler, and I took the technological mystery from the book with the gear forged. So I replaced my arm with machine arms to make my strength better.
Oh, even better. Someone did the GIF again, except they edited it so that all that fucking sweat and shit flying off him on the impact is red. Looks like this big cloud of blood just rippling off his body on impact.
I want to
my
see Dark
brawler-
Souls blood splatter. What's up?
My brawler at level 4 has, I think, a plus 14 or 7, or like does 1d6 plus 14 or plus 17 on thunders, like damage.
Ah, gotcha. He's a sunderer.
And he thunders disgustingly well.
I thought about making a brawler like that. What was I thinking? The fuck was I thinking? I don't remember.
Like making a brawl like that. That's what you're thinking.
Oh, I remember. Katana Gatari.
Yeah, that's it. That was what I thought.
Yep.
I was thinking that the whole time, like, if I do anything unarmed, I want to just destroy all their weapons and say,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
That was fantastic.
And there's an archetype that gives +2 to it, and then I think, and gives greater improved thunder for free.
Yep.
And then I can swift action to ignore the hardness. And then I can swift action to ignore the hardness of that wall and then sunder it.
I still think one of the things the only thing I think I really disliked about it at this point is that he survived.
Yeah,
Yeah, the ending was a bit weird.
it was. Like, that bitch just
Actually,
shows up
no.
and is like, I'm your new friend. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. I didn't mind that he survived. It was that she just fucking jumps into his life and is like, yeah, I'm coming with you.
I can replace
right.
that one character that you were emotionally attached to. Alright. I do like that he kind of treats her dismissively. That's appropriate. Because, you know, she wasn't a mega bitch. She was just a bitch. So,
I kind of thought it was more just, it was less that, it was more just like, he's just hollow now and doesn't give a fuck about anything.
yeah, he's become Rurouni Kenshin. But, you know,
He is inherent
Genshin
in
was
the
funny.
dark side.
he's Rurouni Kenshin during the bad times.
He was
pretty
less funny.
badass during bad times.
This guy was pretty badass. He took on that whole tower.
He broke the tower, Stefanos. He didn't take on the tower.
He took
broke
on
it.
the tower, the physical tower. There you go.
There you go. Quotes to make you think. I don't know who this one guy is, but he's like, we ask 18-year-olds to make huge decisions about their career and financial future when a month ago they had to raise their hand and ask to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out society's about, basically, are you X? Okay, Y. Great. Not like, yeah, okay, we'll start small. Like, nope, this is the cutoff, and that's it. Goodbye.
I've seen this professor before. Choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find the easiest way to do it.
Yup. That was
I think
Bill.
a Bill Gates quote.
Yeah, that's a Bill Gates quote.
Gates quote.
It's not a
Is
picture of Bill Gates doing it, though.
Yeah.
No, his quote was, I'd always hire a lazy person over a hard-working person because they'll find an easier way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
Yup.
Sheldon Monk. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try to sleep with a mosquito in the room.
I think that should
That's
be.
evil.
I think that shouldn't be a Buddhist, but an African.
Huh.
Them some scary mosquitoes.
Well, yeah, but those things aren't going to bite you. And it kind of ruins the quote when it's that fucking huge. Some of those are bigger than we are.
What? I don't like the words you said.
Yeah, Africa has mosquitoes that from foot to wing, they take up more space than we do.
Neat.
What?
I mean, granted, if you take up like the actual area of their body, they're still ridiculously small. But
Yeah.
So
The
you're
space
saying
they-
Africa is literally hell?
The space they take up is still small, but their surface area is huge.
yeah, yeah, they feed on elephants and shit.
I feed on
Well,
elephants. I feed on elephants.
We know you do, Chris.